The biggest problems I see usually aren't what people are facing, it's what they keep putting off. In other words, what people are not dealing with. And that's really what stress quietly does over time. It doesn't always come from what's happening right now. It comes from what's been sitting there, unresolved in the background. One of my favorite analogies is thinking about your psyche or your mental capacity kind of like your phone or your computer. And we do live in a day and age where we're all about productivity and multitasking. So imagine if you were on your computer or laptop and you had all these different things running. You were watching Netflix while you're also writing down notes, you're also listening to some music on the background, just a lot of things going on, maybe 30 different tabs on your computer. And after a while, you're not even aware of all the things that are open. But in order for your computer to keep those tabs and those programs alive, it still takes up RAM. It still takes memory and energy for your computer to keep them running. And as a result, your computer starts overheating or it starts working slower. And that's kind of like the hidden cost of not addressing some of these ongoing issues, because it starts also eating up your mental and emotional energy that you could be using somewhere else, anywhere else. And one pattern that I see often, whether it be in work, relationships, mental health, is what we might call kicking the can down the road. You notice something is off, it's annoying, it's a problem, it could feel overwhelming. So you tell yourself, I'll deal with it later. And then the next time it comes up, you kick the can down the road again and you do the same thing. But just like growth can compound in a positive direction, avoidance compounds too, just in the opposite direction. Things don't stay the same. They usually get worse. They get harder to deal with over time. And your brain begins to form this autopilot where it makes it a habit to continue to procrastinate, avoid, kick the can down the road. Similar to this movie called Click with Adam Sandler. Not to give away the movie, even though it's been out for many years, the idea is Adam Sandler's character wanted to keep skipping the boring parts. And over time, this magical remote started fast forwarding all sorts of things that were considered boring. And he realized that's actually what makes up most of his life. So I've experienced this personally with our home. I remember noticing a small little watermark on the ceiling and thinking, I'll get to it later. It's probably not that big of a deal. But what ends up happening is the rains came down heavy. And that particular day, that little patch or watermark suddenly became a very big watermark to the point where it started to drip, kind of created this river-like thing, started dripping. And what could have been a simple fix has now become a much more expensive repair. And honestly, what's even more costly isn't just what happens in a home like mine. It's what's happening in your relationships. When hurt goes unaddressed, it doesn't just disappear. It can turn into resentment, pain, and bad programming, distrust. And over time, the people who matter most may stop trying because it starts to feel like that window has closed, like the ship has sailed, and there is such a thing as a path of no return. Trust me, you don't want to go there. That's the part people don't always see. That's what unresolved problems are, quietly costing you over time. Choose Better is about addressing what matters most earlier while you still have options, because it's not just about avoiding problems. It's about choosing better so you're prepared for whatever comes next and you can reclaim and protect and hold on to the things that matter most. The big